How about you? Okay, you're rolling.
Awesome. All right, guys, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the biology and ecology of Lake Jocassee and some of our majestic creatures that we'll hopefully see on this dive. So far, we've just been right here in this boat ramp area. This area doesn't really provide a lot of shelter for a lot of those creatures. So on this dive, we're going to be heading out along kind of this rocky berm and hopefully see some catfish and some other creatures as well. So first things first, we got our wonderful food chain, our food web here in Lake Jocassee. This is a basic freshwater lake food chain. So today we're mostly going to be just talking about all of our different types of fish here. So our fish fall into different levels of the food chain. We got our top predators that are chowing down all the other fish they can find. And we got other smaller ones like those little bluegills. Those little fish you guys might have seen right around here. Those guys are mostly munching on all sorts of larval fish, larval bugs, different types of plankton. Little microscopic creatures around here are their favorite things to eat. So quick overview of some of the species you might see today. I actually just saw one of these as we were coming up, and that is a largemouth bass. So this is actually the most important sport fish in all of South Carolina, freshwater lakes. This is one that South Carolina Fish and Wildlife puts the most effort and money into stocking in these lakes. And Jocassee actually has the record holder for largemouth bass. So keep an eye out for these as we're snorkeling along, scubaing along. And also, in this lake, believe it or not, we do have rainbow trout. So typically, this isn't something you naturally find out here in a big lake with really still water, but these are also stocked by the Department of Fish and Wildlife just for the fun of fishing. You guys ever gone fishing out here?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, I know David has, of course. Awesome, so that's our rainbow trout. So keep an eye out for those. They like deeper water, but you never know when you're gonna see one. And they are delicious, so bonus points to anyone who can give this fish a high five when you catch it. All right, and what we're really looking for along here, what I'm really hoping we'll see along these rocks, are channel catfish. So these little guys got all the black freckles along them, and they also, of course, have their characteristic whiskers, which we actually call barbels. Any idea what those might be used for?
Feeling.
Feeling, yeah. Touching the feeling, checking out what's down there. They like this nice murky areas like we're going to get in part of Lake Jocassee, all that silt. And they need those to dig around and feel what's going on. Any idea what these fish might like to eat?
Other fish.
Take a wild guess. Any other fish? Any other guesses?
Anything they find on the bottom. Scavenge.
So, garbage. Yeah, they are bottom feeders. They're called benthic creatures, or benthic animals, like to live down on the bottom. They're B benthic bottom. And these guys like to eat fish, crayfish, mollusks, different immature bugs, and also they'll eat algae. They'll eat literally anything. Pretty much.
Cool.
And we're also going to keep an eye out for their bigger cousins here, the blue catfish. Now you can see these are some big old fish. Not as big as those Volkswagen sized catfish we were talking about a minute ago, but luckily up to about 40 or so pounds. And also another very popular sport fish around here in South Carolina. And these guys are kind of the top of the food chain. These are big sport fish, or ones that get a lot larger than other species here. And you guys might also get the chance to see some of our black crappie. So yeah, they're actually called crappies. So we got black crappies and white crappies here. Our black crappies have all this black mottling along the sides. White ones, not so much. Now, at the end of the holidays, have any of you guys ever put your Christmas trees out on the curb? Yeah? Ever wonder where they go?
In the lake.
In the lake, absolutely. And those are put here
Fish
to actually
habitat.
attract these guys,
Yep.
these sport fish. So all of those old Christmas trees, people's different stuff in their brush once they've cleaned out their yards, all that gets dumped out in these lakes, and a lot of times they'll label them as fish attractors. So those are big draws for the different species of crappie. And also out here, you guys have seen lots of these little cuties today. These are the bluegills. So of course, named so because they have that characteristic blue spot along their gill. And any idea why a fish might have adapted to have this big old splotch right there?
Defense.
Defense,
Look
absolutely.
Like look like an eye, big eye.
Ding, ding, yes, absolutely, that big eyes. You guys see about moss, butterflies, other creatures that have those big old spots on it? It's like, hey, don't touch me, I'm huge! All right, it's gonna get up on your face and be like, get away from me! All right, you know, they're little cuties, it's not gonna hurt anybody. Yeah, it might come up to you, nibble on a little bit of dead skin or something, but these guys will actually clean those parasites off of the bigger fishies or our lovely scuba divers. And also also, another little cutie that you can keep eye out for here is our eastern mosquito fish. Any guesses why this one got the name mosquito fish?
It eats mosquitoes.
Yes, sir, it does. So these guys are really important to our food chain here and also for the management of mosquito populations. So these were actually introduced to several areas in North Carolina and South Carolina, freshwater lakes and ponds, in order to help reduce those mosquito populations by eating those larvae. So these guys are another important part of our food web.
Sweet.
And another important bait fish is our threadfin shad. Keep an eye out for these ones. They're really tiny, only a couple inches long, but these are a really important source of food for our largemouth bass, our catfish. So keep an eye out for these guys. You might see some bigger fish following close behind. And now, a couple ones, a little bit of history to them, and you actually want to keep an eye out for these ones because they are considered an invasive species. Anyone know what an invasive species is?
Non-native.
It's non-native. What does it mean to be non-native?
Wasn't born here.
Wasn't born here, not from around here. And do you think they're good things for our local ecosystem?
No, bad things.
No, these ones are bad. So these common carp, these are big fish originally brought in from Europe. And actually in the 1800s, the government was like, hey, these fish are huge, they grow fast, let's put them everywhere, everybody will have food, woo! Fortunately, it didn't quite go as planned. So these carp have taken over most of the waters in the United States. They're actually now found in all 50 states, even in Hawaii and some of the freshwater ponds there, believe it or not. And so at this point, we've kind of ran out of luck for managing this fish's population. It has taken over. So keep an eye out for these guys. They're also another fish that's really good for eating. And now, probably one of the most hot topic fish in the United States right now in freshwater ecology is our grass carp. So this is related to our common carp, all right, same family of fish. But these ones get even bigger. See that big old fish right there?
Wait.
Oh, yep.
Big one.
Oh yeah, they get up to about 4.5 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Big old fish. And these ones are voracious and they are starting to take over. They eat all the larval fish, like those little baby bluegills, different baby smallmouth and largemouth bass here in these freshwater lakes, and will wipe out those populations. So there's actually a big worry right now because these were introduced for fish farming and aquaculture in the southeast, and they've slowly made their way up the Mississippi River and now are almost into the Great Lakes. So they actually have an electric barrier before the entrance to lakes, so any of these fish will get electrocuted or not able to make it in. So they've been seeing more and more there, but these ones are a really big issue for keeping our lakes safe. When these guys take over, we're gonna have problems. We're gonna lose out on all those other species. And it's pretty crazy. We have some mad scientists, to agree, who have come up with the idea of making sterile fish. So they can't actually reproduce, but they'll mate with all the other fish, but those eggs won't be fertilized. And this is actually preventing this population from growing. Some scientists are starting to do this with mosquitoes now as well, to stop those populations. It's pretty neat. So today we're gonna keep an eye out for these different types of fish on our dive, particularly those blue catfish and our channel catfish. So tying into the ecology here, why on earth do you guys think we should care about the fish in this lake? Why should we give a carp? I covered this. All right, any ideas? So how do you think humans affect our lake ecosystem here? What are some negative ways that different humans can affect our freshwater ecosystem?
Look at pollution.
Pollution.
Sewage.
Sewage, absolutely. So for part of our dive, we'll be doing that dive for debris, looking for any plastic, any waste that we can pick up from here.
Trash, yeah.
Trash, yeah. Pollution, sewage are all big issues. Introducing invasive species like our grass carp or our common carp.
I want that off. Put it back.
But on the other hand, we're going to end on a positive note, all right? This isn't the doom and gloom dive, all right? But what are some positive impacts that we can have on a lake ecosystem here?
We can pick up trash.
Yeah, we're going to pick up trash. Any other ideas?
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, absolutely. Setting regulations like people not being able to be able to dump sewage in here or oil from their boats, other things like that. And there's also one other thing you might not have thought of, but by having things like our dock right here, by having platforms out there, what can those provide for our local fish species?
Habitat.
Habitat, shelter, absolutely.
Structure.
So those places actually provide awesome ecosystems for our different fish, provide shelter, especially for those little larval fish. If they didn't have those areas to hide, then they wouldn't be able to grow, reproduce. So those are really important. All right, guys, ready to go pick up some trash, save the world?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Great job, Emily.
Thank you.